Hi everyone! In this video, I want to take you guys through each step of me building this village as we watch the time-lapse footage of the entire process together. To prepare this area for the village to be built upon, I used Axiom to fill any holes and sort of smooth out the area. I'm still a bit of a noob at using Axiom, but doing this was very satisfying. When planning out the layout of the village, I used different colours to mark different areas. I used red for the main paths, purple for the houses, blue for any stairs, and pink for any house extensions or balconies. For smaller paths, and also for the town square, I used orange, and for any farms or gardens or other bits of greenery, I used green. I knew that for this village, I really wanted to take advantage of the area's natural height variation, since I feel like I often build on flat plains and forget to vary the elevation of my builds. Notice how many different levels I'm placing all the foundations of the buildings on, really trying to make the house placements varied and interesting. For this project, I wanted to demonstrate my real-time build designing process, and you can really see how many times I change my mind and alter things before I'm actually happy with them. For any builders watching, I wanted to show you guys this stuff for a couple of reasons. First of all, the builds you see on most SMP series like Hermitcraft or even the SMP that I'm on, Lucid Falls, are usually pre-planned and designed in creative mode so that they can work out all the details and fix imperfections off camera. This lets them create absolutely incredible masterpieces on camera, but it's important not to compare your original build ideas to things that have been meticulously designed off screen, just like you wouldn't compare a first draft with a final copy. Okay, so for this next little section, I accidentally forgot to export a widescreen version of the clip and stupidly deleted the flashback file after exporting the vertical version, so this next bit will unfortunately be vertical and weird. Sorry. For this bit here, I was really just adding little details and trying to vary up the kind of houses while still making them cohesive. And I think that I definitely got better at this as I went on, and also I definitely got better at editing with the flashback files after a while of doing it, so forgive me for some of these shots. They were pretty badly done in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, so I really liked this house specifically because I wanted to implement more dark oak kind of colours because I used a lot of spruce for the other ones that I'd done so far, and I'm pretty happy with how that went, especially with kind of the tough and acacia and pale oak at the bottom with the deep slate roof. I think that worked pretty well. But that was one thing that I really wanted to focus on for this, was using the different colour palettes in contrast with each other and how they actually worked as a cohesive build rather than just each house by itself. So like I wouldn't want something with a blue roof right next to another thing with a blue roof. Instead, I'll have it next to something with a more neutral roof or an orange roof to contrast, you know, that sort of thing. And I'm really trying to balance the difference between the spruce houses and the dark oak houses. Of course, I do use them together in a lot of builds, but each one tends to have a sort of main theme, with the roof trim being one or the other, because I feel like that just works best as a roof trim. Like both those blocks work really well. This one, as you can see, has a similar flag to the acacia house tutorial that I just posted as well. I was experimenting with different kind of small mossy houses, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. And here you can see how many times I actually changed that up, and I was much happier with the second design that I did for that top tower. Now we're moving on to the second sort of layer of the village and incorporating some new colours with the mangrove roof, for example. And the brick roof over here. Again, trying to fit everything to the same sort of fantasy medieval theme while still using different kinds of styles of blocks and texturing. I thought that since I had that warped roof earlier in the lower level, it would be nice to have some of that colour again, but this time I thought I'd mix it with some prismarine to sort of change it up a little bit from last time. Building diagonal has always been something I find extremely challenging, but I'm pretty happy with how that house went. And now I'm adding little trees and stuff as decoration. I'm really happy with how these trees have gone in this build. And here's the marketplace, which I spent ages on because I found out how to use like player heads, which I've never really done before. And so considering this is a vanilla build, I thought it'd be a great time to experiment with player heads to add some sort of life to the village. I was really happy with how this village marketplace turned out. I think it just brings so much life and colour to the village. And here you can see I spent ages trying to work out how to do those rocks for that waterfall. But yeah, I love the little addition of the waterfalls and ponds as well. I think that just makes it so pretty and magical. Now you can see I'm adding some more farms and building another house. This one I tried to use the brick theme from earlier, but instead of just making it the roof, I tried to use it as the foundation and chimney, which I think worked pretty well. And here I'm adding another tree. I'm really happy with how this one turned out, especially when I added the little swing seat. I think that's so cute. And the tiny trees, I'm really happy with how they went as well. Now here is one of the main ways to get up to that third sort of layer of the village is through going up these stairs up the cliff, which I kind of imagine this is like a big sort of inn or tavern or like kind of central community hall type thing overlooking the rest of the village. I'm really happy with how the gradient went at the bottom of this house. I've never really done a gradient with like deep slate and cobble and bricks and stuff, so I'm really happy with how that went. And again, this time I tried to use the orange colour as the walls instead of just the roof, and again I'm pretty happy with how that went. This one I feel like looks a little weird in terms of the foundations and the poles, but I was trying to do new things, so this was all just an experiment, and the fact that I didn't plan any of these things in advance I think actually adds to the variety of the village, because I feel like when I often have time to practice and develop a build, I end up actually falling into the trap of just doing the same kind of thing over and over again. So I really try to just experiment in the moment and just do whatever I thought looked good in the moment. Here I was experimenting with some of those new copper blocks, which I think looked pretty cool. And now I'm making a path to connect all of these top buildings and finishing off some of the last buildings. Again, I'm trying to keep all those roof colours pretty evenly spaced throughout the village. Now here I really struggled with making it all connect, so I kind of created this sort of U-shape bend and then put a little tree in the middle to kind of tie it all together. Yet another diagonal house. I think that was the last one that I did. And here I'm trying to tie in some of the themes from earlier with like the calcite theme from some of the earlier builds, but also some of the foundational themes from a different build. And here I'm just adding a last little ship at the dock, which I think looked really cute considering I've never built ships before. And just some final touches and we are done! I'm so happy with how this village turned out. I've always wanted to build like a big village just in creative and just have fun with it. And some reason, until now, I've literally never continued doing a single project and actually been happy with the result. I feel like probably my ADHD just meant that I abandoned all these projects, so I feel like actually having this series of shorts that I kept uploading kind of kept me going, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and subscribe, as it really, really supports the channel. And let me know if you want to see more stuff like this, where I'm not, doing a tutorial or a let's play, but just like walking you through some of the things that I've built. Because yeah, I really enjoyed making this. Let me know if you like this or if you like the other stuff or what you want to see next from me, because I love hearing your opinions and your thoughts. So thank you so much again. Bye!